The views and opinions of the guest and host you hear on 1010 WOLB
are not necessarily those of the staff and management of Radio 1, its sponsors, or advertisers.
It's done unto you as you believe. It's done unto you as you believe.
I'm gonna get there, yes, somehow. Push my way through the crowd. I'm gonna grab you by the hand to a place we will stand. Stand proud, no fear. It's clear, I believe in you. I believe in me. Oh yeah, I believe that we can make this dream a reality. Yeah, yeah. Now's the time to be. Now's the time for miracles. Oh, it's in my heart so deep. 'Cause I
believe, and I hope that you believe that you and me make we, and we can make our dreams reality. Welcome to Patrick Henderson's Meet the People here on Radio 1's WOLB 1010 Baltimore. Oh, what a lovely day. I know it's hot out there, but it ain't snowing. Okay.
Thank God.
So we can handle anything but snow. I know I can. Some people have a problem with the rain, but I don't have no problem with the rain because it makes everything green, and it just makes life better when you can look out on a panacea of beautiful green, verdant life. Mm-hmm. It is. Welcome again to Patrick Henderson. Please welcome my co-host Wayne Ormond. Rob.
What it do, family?
And Leo Burrows. Let me get Leo on the line here. Mr. Leo Burrows, how are you, sir?
I am wonderful. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow, and praise the Lord, and pass the ammunition for justice, decency, and fair play.
Yes, and to stop the un-American ways. Absolutely. Hello, Leo. Love you, my brother. And also, as many of you probably know this young man, he's quite an advocate and an activist in the community, and he does such a fantastic job, and he's so brilliant at what he does. Our new, one of our new co-hosts, Jason Rodriguez. How are you today, sir?
Good morning, family. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings to everybody, and for those of you who can bring up Facebook, I believe you can go to my page, and we're shooting live. You can look up on us. Hi y'all. Mm-hmm. And look up on us, and you might see what's going on in the studio. And we'd also like for you to be able to call in at 410-481-1010. 410-481-1010. I have as our first guest today a group that I had the opportunity to go and watch them in action this past Saturday in the front of Land of Kush vegan restaurant, and I was just impressed with what they were doing. They call themselves Positive Change.
Positive Charge.
Positive Charge. Here, take that mic back. Positive charge. It was positive. That's what I want to say. And I was just sort of amazed at the many ways that the positivity is being emanated from this organization. The one guy that Wayne and I have grown to love and appreciate, because he's always giving. He's always trying to help out, and he's very proficient at what he does. Daryl, say hello to our listening audience.
How you doing, people? How's everybody feeling this morning?
Daryl Barber. And that last name, do you know where that name comes from, your last name, especially Barber? You know who the Barbers were? They were Africans. And they were really, it was sort of, Wayne, it was more, they were they Saudi, were they Arabians too? And they were merchants. Have you ever heard of Berber carpets?
Yes, I have.
That all comes from the name Barber Berber. And the most expensive carpet you can buy today is a Berber carpet.
Right.
They were great carpet makers. And so your name is, I've been intending to mention, if you knew that was the origin of your name. I love names, and we don't know why we have them, and we name our children just any old thing and don't think about what we're naming our children. But the name Barber is Berber, and very, very significant because you are a merchant of good things. And tell us a little bit about your organization. And I know you were just on the air with Eartha Harris, and you do a lot of things there. But tell us a little bit. I want my listening audience to know who you all are and what you're doing.
So, Positive Charge, this is the name of our youth program, and basically what we're bringing to the youth and to the families is exactly that, positive charge through visual art, fine art, music production, video production, really getting down to bringing creativity back into the schools, back into the lives of the children, back into their environment. We really want to be that positive charge or positive change, everywhere, anywhere, anybody we can touch, so it basically it started off with me doing some video production work out in Park Heights with the Full Blast STEAM program. And from there, that summer, I actually bumped into Donald. He was doing a program where he implements a change story. Explain a little bit more about the change story.
Well, the change story is something that I used to do. It's called I did something through the Artist in Residency program and also through the Arts and Parks program, and also when I used to do murals and through the Baltimore mural program, sometimes I would be on the neighborhood on the corners in the neighborhoods doing these change stories. And it's pretty much I get a group of children together, we choose a topic that we want to change something we want to change in the community, and then we start with one child starts a sentence, and next child continues, and next one continues until we have a story created. And then I break them up into groups, and you don't have to be a great artist, quote unquote, according to somebody's standard. If you can write nice and neat, they're the ones that are writing the story. Some children can draw the bubble letters and make the big headlines. Other ones can draw characters. Some people draw the background, the props. We create this whole storyboard, and then I always wanted to take it to the next level with videography. And then when I found out that Daryl had that part, we put our minds together and said we're going to do this one day, and we started creating our own. We do our own music and art too as artists, and it just naturally came together for us to be now doing this Positive Charge venture together.
Positive charge,
Yes.
on a battery on your car.
Exactly.
And what's very important about this whole thing is that we don't want to have our children or us be the products of someone else's social engineering plan. We want to be able to social engineer our own culture, our own expression, and be able to take ourselves from out of a feudal state into a positive state of living.
We're practicing something called what we call positive law. Positive charge through positive law in a positive state. Positive state of being.
I was getting ready to tell the story. People say, well, the negative. They can't stand the negative. But when I go out and start my car every morning, there's two poles on there.
Yes, sir.
One is negative and one is positive. And that car will not start if both of those are not operating efficiently.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes,
Exactly.
sir. Negative doesn't always mean bad.
Exactly.
Exactly.
In fact, it doesn't mean bad.
Right.
It just means needs correction, or it needs to be moderated so that it works, so that we understand what we can do to fix it in order for it to operate cooperatively.
Exactly.
And so I call you Ashley. Is that right? Is that Ashley?
Yep.
And we were there, and they do music, and they had a young man there that had his beats. That music, we call them compositions. I do from the old school compositions. A composer of sorts who had created this music, and the group was just rapping over them. And I heard this beautiful voice, and I looked over, and there was Ashley just singing with a personality and a character in her voice. And I started to talk to her, and I come to find out that Ashley is an accomplished musician. Has been playing clarinet and in first chair clarinet, and a brilliant musician. So not only is she an artist of sorts, she is also an art musician. And I started telling her about what I was doing over at Liberty Elementary School. And I think I got me a new music teacher that I'm going to be working with over the summer. Ashley, hello.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful.
You are
positively charged.
Positively charged. Right. And I'm so excited. Daryl, when I did my recital, for those of you all who haven't seen the recital of the Unification Solutions Music and Language Arts Academy, along with the Majority League that we did a couple of weeks ago, Daryl did the videography for us. So if you want to go to my Facebook page and see those children, my babies, I ain't birthed none of them, but all y'all's children's is my children's.
Right.
Okay, you send them to me, and I promise you they will never be the same, because we're going to let them know, teach them who they are,
right,
and give them something, just like you were saying about the art. Once they know they can do it, man, that gives us something. Oh, I can do this. Well, my God, I got one kid that's learn piano, violin, and cello. And composing. Wayne's daughter was my first chair violinist. These kids didn't know they were doing. Wayne was telling me how she practices at home. Art gives them something that they can do that not only it fills a void of them for discovering who they are, but then it gives them something they continue to do the rest of their lives. And believe it or not, practice don't make perfect. It makes progress.
Right. Exactly.
And that's when you give children art, music, that's what you do for them. And then they can cope with other stuff, because they always got a little escape, and it's not drugs, it's not depression. They got someplace they can go and find an anchor and do something and see some results from it.
Exactly.
That's the beautiful thing about art for me. So I wanted to have you all on. And Leo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Leo Burrows has an organization, Roots of Scouting, Incorporated, excuse me, and he had an incredible jazz fest of sorts this past weekend at St. Cecilia's Church, and I was at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center meeting with the mayor, and people was coming there talking about Leo's event and how much they enjoyed it, how good the food was. And Leo is organized and started this Roots of Scouting for boys. I don't know if girls are brought in too, but he takes them out in the forest, in the wilderness, and let them learn how to survive. And in a thing that is not so controlled and out of the norm for them. So Leo, I want you to say hello to this organization, Positive Change, and encourage them. Are you there? Go ahead.
Yes, I am. Good afternoon, brothers.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
How you doing, Leo? How you been, man?
And just want to add my support and uplift to your positive efforts. I think it's very important that we work together and coordinate when we can our activities, and I applaud your initiatives and your creativity.
Yes.
We had our 7th annual jazz concert featuring Michelle Bowman this past Saturday, and jazz trio. She's a fantastic vocalist. And it was a fundraiser. It went off, I thought, well. We've got so many things on our plate. I will tell you that we are meeting tonight at 7 o'clock, because we always meet on the third Monday of every month at 7, from 7 to 9 at the Church of St. Cecilia Hall at 3301 Windsor Avenue at Hilton Street. So all are welcome to come, whether they're members or not. We like to get everybody's input, because we know we don't know everything. But anytime we are mentoring our children and laying the groundwork for our children to be a success, we're on the right side of history, and we're on God's team.
Yes.
And so I just thank all of you for what you do and your positive efforts, and don't let anybody turn you around.
Yes.
Because it's an absolute necessity that we persevere if, in fact, we're going to survive. Roots of Scouting has boys, girls, families, and community individuals and organizations who are part of our coalition. We focus on economic development. We focus on camping, hiking, fishing, survival training, We have a scholarship program, education and scholarship program, and so forth and so on. So come visit us, share what you do, and I'm sure we can collaborate. God bless all of you.
Yes.
You too, Leo.
Yes. You
Leo.
see, this is what we're doing. We're trying to bring all of the components together because we're all fighting for the same cause. Our children. Our children. And we want them a brighter future, but we must take control of the power of now. Because what we do now will dictate what the future holds. So I'm bringing it, we're putting the people together. And our conscience, Frederick Douglass said it best. He says that it is easier to mold and shape a child than it is to fix a broken man.
Right.
That is profound. Changed my life. I was majoring in Allied Human Services. I wanted to be a social worker. And I read that statement. I went, I'm through with the Allied Human Services. I went and took 2 years of early childhood development so I could learn about our children. They are amazing. They are so amazing. They come here new. They come here new, but they also come with ideas. They come with new ways of thinking about things and new ways of looking at things. But if we don't allow them to think critically and teach them to think critically and allow them to know what mutual respect is, and then we beat them, instead of talking to them, we teach them violence is the only way to solve a problem. And this is what we've got to stop as a culture. We got to realize those little, what did Jesus say? He says, suffer the little children to come unto me. In other words, get out of the way. Let these babies come to me. Because I'm not going to get started because I can talk about children all day. But you know, when a child prays, there's a different kind of prayer. There's a different kind of prayer. You had a prayer ministry when I lived in Los Angeles. And there were a few children in my choir and stuff. And when they prayed, man, it was just like I was put on hold. I had to stop and listen. And I started taking a couple of those kids with me to pray for people and stuff because I believe that God heard their prayers. These little innocent people. They're just little adults in training, and that's what we forget, that they're just little adults. They're not going to be this. The shortest period of their life is being a child. That's the shortest period of and we want to act like that they're not important at that point. That is the most important part because that's when they're learning. That's when we can teach them. That's when they can teach us.
That's our future right there.
That's our future right there. And until we learn that and start doing that and practicing that and realizing the value. I had one friend, his son was talking. The husband was talking to his wife, and the son said to his mother, he said, "Mommy, I think you shouldn't listen to Daddy. I think he makes a lot of sense." They were shocked. I'm telling y'all don't know what y'all got in these children. But you got to give them the opportunity to be able to do it. You can't tell them to get somewhere and sit down. I'm going to tell this and I'm going to move. And I read this wonderful book called The Jewish Phenomenon. And in this book, it talks about raising children. One of the ways of doing it, they say, if you take care of yours, yours will take care of you.
Flat out.
That's straight out, right? So the father said to his son, a fool and his money soon part. And the kid looked up at his dad and said, well, how did the fool get money in the first place? Now, but some black folks would say, get out of here, boy. You know, they took that as, you being too smart. You being so-and-so, so-and-so. The Jewish father said, that's a good point, son. When are we going to get over this thing that children are to be somewhere, be quiet, and just be sane? We got to stop this, you all. And this is why we're working so hard with people like a Positive Change, with people like Roots and Scouting, with groups like Majority League, with groups like Unification Solutions. This is what we're trying to do, is to find a way for us to come together and do what we need to do for our children. I love the idea of the mural. I'm going to be in touch with you because we're getting ready to do an incredible mural over in Dofield. And I love the idea of themes and pulling the kids together and letting them decide what they're going to paint. So we'll see this. I didn't know that, but this is what happens when we come together. There is nothing that happens by coincidence. I believe that we were brought together for a reason. It's either to learn something, to be told something we didn't know, or to tell someone something that they didn't know.
I'd like to say something because you said something very inspirational a few minutes ago. You talked about a child's prayer, and you talked about it's easier to mold a child than it is to fix a broken man. As I got broken areas as a man inside of me.
We all do, yes.
We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot in this life. And sometimes, and lately, I've been sitting back asking myself, what did I used to pray about, or what did I used to question and ask when I was a child? Because when I started asking myself that and started going into a 6-year-old version of me, a 5-year-old version of myself, I started to get past the broken man issues and realize that as a child, I already had a sense of right and wrong, and I already had an outlook.
Yes.
Right.
And that's when I started to realize, okay, my purpose, this ain't nothing new in this 30-year-old, in this man right here. The 6-year-old version of me, the 7-year-old version of me made this man.
Yes.
So let me get back to where that innocent prayer was that I had as a child.
Yes.
And come and bring that to the man now.
Yes.
We know this world, these material things corrupt that. The children, they're closer to God. Just naturally, they're closer to God. They're incredible. Like you said, they have brilliant ideas, and we need to sit down and pay attention to them sometimes and stop beating them down.
Exactly.
Fill them up with confidence. Fill them up with positivity. Fill them up with happiness.
Yes, and possibilities.
Appreciate them.
Yes. Well, I'm giving you guys a lot of time here, but once I get started talking about the babies, I goes off. So you have another something planned that's coming up in the near future. You want to tell us about it?
Yes, so we have our first pool party coming up on July the 29th out in Ellicott City. We're going to have vendors. We're doing our music. We've got a group. We call ourselves Non-Ether. We've got our larger group, Nuclear Garden. You guys have heard some of the music. Bit of everything. We had some of the youth coming out, doing their thing. We've got the a couple of youth programs actually coming out and doing a couple of presentations.
And also, Majority League, we're going to be in the building too.
Majority League's going to be
so
out
we're going
there.
to come out there and perform.
They're going to be doing their thing, performing. That's going to be. I can't wait.
What is the date?
July 29th, and it's out at Roger Carter Community Center, 3000 Milltown Drive, Ellicott City.
Milltown, how do you spell that?
Milltowne. Drive.
Milltown.
Milltown.
Drive.
It's a community center called Roger Carter. They've got a rock climbing wall, indoor pool, sprinkler system outside for the little children. They've got a basketball court outside, weight room. They've got a lounge room. They've got gymnasium. Everything, full-size kitchen.
Wow. Well, tell me this. So then the kids will be able to bring their bathing suit, climb rock walls, swim. Is there a fee? Is there a charge?
We're selling our tickets for $10.
Okay.
So you pay your $10, you get access to everything. And
tell me this: if someone has 3 or 4 children, do they get some kind of discount?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so y'all hear it because y'all got a bunch of cheerings if you want to bring cheerings from the block, which is what I encourage you to do. Don't leave them over there. Let's get them out of the city. Let's let them go see how other people live. Let's go expose them, and I'm sure they'll work out something with you. Give them a number where they can call you down if they want to bring more than, more than bring a few children, especially the children in their community.
You can call us at 443-692-7327 or visit the website at positivecharge.site. You can buy tickets right online on the website as well too, or you can email us at positivecharge@positivecharge.site.
Positivecharge.site.
Yes. And we're also accepting donations as well. This exactly what you said. This is one of the primary reasons why we're asking for donations, because there are families that are less fortunate. Our target is the Baltimore City youth. Because they don't have these rec centers. They don't have the music and art in the programs in the schools like they should. So, we're trying to bring them to a different environment so that they can see this and say, wait a minute, this is not right. Why are we going to the county? Why are we going to these environments and these community centers and seeing it like this? And then we come in our communities and it's like this. To spark that question in the children's mind, because if they're just surrounded by all of this negativity, then they don't even have anything, no spark to ask the question. But bringing them to these different environments will spark that change. So they come back and say, well, I want something like this.
Yes, why is it in our community? Why isn't this in our community?
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Exactly.
That's what it's about.
But more than anything, let me say something real quick. More than anything, it makes them question themselves.
Exactly.
Because me personally, when I went into other communities and saw other things that they had, I said I can go home and do this myself.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So you know what I mean. I'm not just so quick to say that we should have that. I'm more focused on let's make it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because we doing too much marching right now. All those folks that's doing all of the marching up and down the street, if all y'all put up $1 every week, we can ensure every black kid in this city go to college.
Right.
We can ensure all of them get their first car and their first house, and you know what I'm saying? It's like we constantly pose the question of why instead of saying how. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, I'm done with why. I'm more of how. How can we fix this? How can we make this up? How can we get these folks together? We've been on the air 7 years now. You know what I'm saying? And from day one, the whole thing was getting this organization on one side of town to work with this one on the other side of town.
And it
was not easy.
Right.
And that's what we're all about. Putting the solution on the table and doing it. On Saturday we went to Coppin. Went up to Coppin, supported the event up there. Before that, we were up at Earth's Spot, supporting Mark Clark, and she had Mark Clark and them up there. And then we came down and did our event later on that day out at in front of Land of Kush. That's what we all about, supporting each other, supporting each other's events, and really showing each other like we're here. We got to be here for each other. We got to be that example. You know what I mean? We having you guys come out. You know what I mean? Of course, we're gonna come down to what you guys got going on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. We are a serious force to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about from the guys, the family in political office, to our family in the church, to the grassroots organizations on the street. It's just that we have different views, different perspectives of education.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it kind of makes us bump heads. But when it comes up against us and outsiders, you know what I mean? We are like a military force.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So we link up so crazy, man. And that thing that they had with Charles Barkley when they had him in town. I haven't seen us so unified until somebody say something against Baltimore. When you talk against Baltimore, with outsiders, because Pat to tell you how hard it was for him coming here, for being an outsider, until now him being a Baltimorean, walking up down the street cussing everybody out and telling people how they supposed to live. That's an official Baltimorean. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know what I'm saying? But I recognize that. And when I go places, folks, if I'm talking about the church, you know what I mean? Everybody love what I'm saying. If I'm talking about, uplifting our black women, then the men have a problem. If I'm talking about the drugs and the violence, then the brothers on the street have a problem. You know what I'm saying? I am the negative one. Negative does not mean bad. It means balance.
Exactly.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Exactly. You learn more from the negative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I like to spark that in folks so that we have a conversation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because, I've learned more from the negative things than the positive things.
Right.
As long as I was winning, you know what I mean? I just was the man. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Right.
But when I lost, I had to stop and think, and how did I lose?
Right.
You know what I mean? When I wasn't winning, how can I win?
Right.
The negative side makes you pose that question. And a lot of us, we take it wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
We look at negative and positive as yin and yang, as male and female, as up and down, as left and right, you know what I'm saying? When it has nothing to do with none of those things.
Exactly.
I had to have these conversations a lot of times with black men because they piss a fit about what role a black woman's supposed to play. And I got to remind them that black women are the biggest voting bloc in this country.
Okay.
Exactly.
They got more degrees than any other group of people on the planet. They've raised business ownership in this country over to like 300% in the past 10 years.
Right.
What the hell are you talking about what a black woman should be doing?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, but if I don't challenge them, you'll keep going around saying the same thing.
Right.
If I don't challenge the police department, they'll keep doing the same thing. If I don't challenge the folks that are paid to represent us, they will keep doing the same
keep
thing.
repeating themselves.
You see what I'm saying?
You make a good point. Because we were just having a conversation about this. Like we have to stop learning to stop taking things so personally. And we haven't. It's what you're talking about is constructive criticism. You know what I mean? You got to have the negative. We building instead of tearing down. That's what we doing.
Well, and like you said, like negative. For example, we have to talk about our situation honestly. You know what I mean? So in order to do that, you are going to have to make some points that may seem negative.
Yeah.
But,
you have to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah, you got to point out these are the problems. This is what we got to fix, and this is how we fix it.
But
it's a stepping stone.
Right. Yes, it is.
Because that's why we said positive charge, because if you like you was talking about the battery, for example, you need the negative side of the battery and you need the positive side of the battery.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean male and female
Not
the way
at all.
we sort of associate it like that.
Energy.
And you mentioned something about the roles people play. You know what? We don't. No man can tell a woman what her role is. No woman can tell a man what his role is, because individually we all have different energy. We move a certain way. My wife was born. I don't know if anybody gets into astrology or anything like that. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But the energy, or they say somebody born in December, they say Sagittarius is a masculine sign, and my wife was born in Sagittarius, quote unquote. But does that mean that she's not feminine because she has a masculine sign?
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of our education and the way we look at things are limited, and we have to upgrade our limiting our perception and our way of navigating through this reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Give us your name again.
Donald Tyson.
Donald Tyson.
Yeah.
Your aunt works at Liberty.
Yeah.
She's a teacher there. Miss Uggins,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
And she's one of the great teachers at Liberty Elementary School. And I didn't know him. And he said, Miss Uggins, and I immediately looked at him because I know of a few of the teachers there. And I wanted, I'm going to tell y'all about this. As soon as we get over this hump right here, you're listening to WOLB 1010 Baltimore, Radio 1's lovely baby doll. Don't you touch that dial. We'll be right back.
WOLB Baltimore, a Radio 1 station where information is power.
It is power, but it ain't no power if you don't do nothing with it. Can the church say amen?
Amen.
Amen. And that's what we're doing. We're going to use this knowledge to do things and get our people rolling and ready. Thank you all for coming. And thank you for what you do in Baltimore. I think it's just wonderful. If our kids, I don't know, scrape up some money, go around the block, get some cars together, pull some people together. Let's get our kids out of Dodge for one day that they can go and they can learn this is what they should have and this is what they can have, and teach them that this is what we will have because you all are going to make sure that it happens as we keep fighting for you to get it. Thank you again, Positive Charge. Thank you all for coming in, and thank you for all that you do. God bless you all, and we wish you Godspeed, and thank you so much again. Thank you all. We appreciate it very much. Thank you. All right, let me see. I'm going to kill your mics and just make sure we all clean up here. 4, 5. Yeah, we good. All right. If you guys would like, if you want to leave, you can stay. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's up to you all. We're good. We're going to keep moving here. There are several things that we want to bring to the fore for the balance of the show. The one thing I wanted to talk about was a meeting that I attended this weekend, or a gathering of black men at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center. And I want you to lock Rennie in for me on line 2, or lock Rennie in for me. Thank you. Rennie Bass, are you there?
I am. How you doing, Mr. Henderson?
I'm very well. How are you, sir?
Bro?
What's going on? Who's that?
Wayno.
Oh, Wayno. What's going on, big brother?
How you feeling?
All right. Yourself? How you doing?
Good.
Well, I wanted to talk about, tell me exactly your purpose for what happened this past Saturday, the event that we attended that was so well attended. Some of the luminaries, luminaries, everybody was there, but it was a room full of powerful men. So would you care to give us a little synopsis of why you did it and what the purpose and what do you feel was accomplished there? Rennie?
Hello. Did we lose him?
We lost him? Okay, he'll call us back. All right, we want to talk to him about that. We're going to go to Raheem. Raheem, welcome to Patrick Henderson's Meet the People. You have a question or comment, sir?
Got a comment.
Come for it.
I want you guys to know that I listen to y'all every week.
Thank you, family.
And I heard the brother, talk about being a force. But I want to say this to you guys so that you can understand the impact that you're having on me, and I'm sure other listeners can bear witness to it. What your show does that other shows don't is y'all bring a moral compass that we need to live morally upright. You bring an intellectually, scholarly compass that we need to know what we're talking about through research. And then lastly, and what I like more important, is independence. We will never achieve true freedom until we become independent. I like what the brother said when he talked about his schedule yesterday, or you all schedule with supporting others. I did a marriage at Earth's Place yesterday. I did a wedding, I performed a wedding there. I formed one there 2 months ago. And I'm running for the 40th legislative. And that's where I'm going to go at, too. I'm going to our people to let them know what my intentions is. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
New
Yes, sir.
ideas, this thing that got out of hand. I want you guys to keep doing what you're doing because you have motivated me.
Oh, man, that's a blessing to hear that, brother.
And I really appreciate this show. And, man, whatever y'all do, keep it going, man.
Thank you, big brother. Thank you. You just don't know, man, how much motivation that is for all of us. You know, everybody that tells us, because it's not easy. It's been difficult road, but it's the road that we have to walk to get our people to come together, man. So for you saying that it got you on your feet, and now you about to run for office, man, just made my week that much better. And it's Monday. You know what I mean? So thank you so much, man, for all your words, man. And please, all y'all, man, call in, let us know, so we can also support you. We can get you on the air, bro, and so you can promote to your audience and let people know who you are, promote to our audience. We got to unify this. That's what our nonprofit is for, Unification Solutions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for what you said. It's always encouraging. Everybody need a little bit of pat on the back because it makes you, when you tell people that they're doing good and you're doing something positive, it makes you want to do more. It's like when you done, I love to cook. I love to cook, and sometimes when that pot done boil down, it ain't no more juice in it, ain't no more moisture in it. Well, I've found that if I put water in it, it starts to lose its flavor. But if I put some chicken broth in it, it sustains the flavor of the meal that I'm cooking. It's the same that's what this show is about. We use water when we have to, but we know what chicken broth do to it. It's going to keep it rolling, okay? Thank you, sir, so much. And my analogies. It's just,
but you're a cook, brother.
Yeah. Rennie, are you there?
Yeah, I was there, Pat. I drove through a no-phone zone.
Okay.
Cool, bro.
All right. So go ahead and tell us about what happened Saturday.
Well, Saturday we had our continuous. This is our 18th month of 18th meeting. It was the 17th month of Black Men Unifying Black Men, and we had Black Men Unifying Black Men with lunch with Kathy Pugh, and a lot of people had distorted. We meet as Black Men Unifying Black Men. That's our sole purpose. We just happen to have lunch with the mayor and talk about the issues for the city. It wasn't. We have to understand that as Black men, we're the leaders of the community. So when we talk to Kathy and we say, hey, we want to talk to you about, and have a sit down and talk to you about some real issues, she responded and said, yeah, I'm going to come in. And we asked, as you know, Pat, we asked some serious questions, and we wanted to know some answers to some serious things we're concerned about our community. So that Black Men Unifying Black Men is an entity that we use to unify Black men. And I just want to make a quick announcement. Out of this Black Men Unifying Black Men, some strong things that happened. Me, myself, Russell Neverdon, and Conan united, and we ended up buying Lopez too on
Yo, give me some. Come on,
some applause
come
for that
on.
one.
Yeah. Yes, man.
When we talked about Black Men Unifying Black Men, man, once this thing government, I'm looking forward to brothers come out. We meet at Terra Cafe the first Saturday of every month. I'm looking forward to more Black men showing up, because once we unify with each other and we identify what the issues is that we want to solve, can't nothing or no one stop us once we get started as Black men and we say we're going to do something, as we're going to put that library in Park Heights. We're going to put that library. Now, people are like, y'all trying to put a library in Park Heights? No, we're not trying to put a library in Park Heights. We're going to put a library in Park Heights.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
You know, and what's stopping us from doing it? Please, somebody answer that question. Why we can't, as a community, why we can't put a library in Park Heights? Why we can't put a market in Sandtown? I mean, we got the resource. You know what I mean? White parties, people spent money on this summer.
Yeah, already.
You understand?
You
understand how much money is being spent in Towson Mall and in Columbia Mall and Mondawmin Mall? And we can't put a library in Park Heights?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't understand what our community is doing, man. I don't understand why we're in the shape that we're in when we have the knowledge, we have social media, we have resources. Why are we still in the same position that we're in? But we're not united. Black men unite, Black men unifying black men, man, is the key. And if you ask me, nothing is going to happen in this city until black men unite and take their proper places as kings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm so glad that you said that, man, because, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, family, it's because of black men like Rennie Bass, who was always there in my life. A lot of y'all don't know that this is my uncle, this is my big brother, this is like everything for me. You know what I'm saying?
Drag, did he snatch you off the street?
Yes, he did. Numerous times. Like, you know what I mean? And just say, boy, what are you doing? You know what I mean? You got all this knowledge in your head and you wasting it. You know what I mean? You know, and he was like one of the first ones that said, you know, things to me that really, really made me think.
Besides your daddy.
I mean, of course, beside my father. I'm saying you need those brothers that are mentors. You need brothers outside of your family. You know what I mean? That can step up and say something. You know what I mean? So
here's
you know,
interesting thing, Pat. Here's an interesting thing. Donald Wayne Father, he mentored me. He got in my ear when I was a youngin', and he said some things to me that influenced my day. You know, it influenced my life. So it's typical. So you give it, and hopefully the Wayne to get in my son's ear one day and be able to give him something.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Of course, I don't think your son gonna have no problems because you done brought him up straight.
But yeah, we all in the way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
we're all in the way. Rennie, there was something that happened. The mayor took questions from us, and so, of course, I stood up and I asked her, could she tell us what the response time was for the police to different communities? She didn't have an answer. And we all know, and I said to her, first of all, the Policeman Bill of Rights is unconstitutional. That gives them too much power over us, and we don't trust them. But they're complaining about their being overworked. But what is the response time to Roland Park and response time to Irvington?
Exactly. Right.
She didn't have an idea. She directed me to Dr. Bunley, and I wrote him an email. I'm waiting to hear, but the mayor told me that she was going to ask that question this morning, this Monday morning, because she didn't know what the response time, which I found not amazing that she didn't know it. I know she's got a lot of things on her mind. But Jason, we looked everywhere for that information, and we could not find it. Could you sort of tell us where it should be, and why maybe it's not there in your opinion?
I mean, if we're supposed to be open and transparent, like we say, and we're starting to put all this on open data, then it should be on the open data website for Baltimore. But again, as we went through the reports that are available on open data, what we found was that the data fields that were included were only fields like, for instance, the time that the call was taken, what area of the city the call happened at, what the priority of the call was, but it doesn't show you dispatch time, which that could also be critical, how fast it took the dispatch to the officer. It doesn't show arrival time, and it doesn't show a lot of the other complete out times data fields in these reports for open data. Now, again, this could be just an oversight because we had Oscar and Ernest, several ex-Baltimore City police officers that have come on our air and have said that this is definitely documented. I don't think anybody here is saying that it wouldn't be documented. The problem is I don't think that this is something that is being generated in a report and being discussed on a regular basis, which it should be, because, again, we should be comparing ourselves against other urban cities around the country and at least looking at how we compare to the national average, which the national average is 10 to 11 minutes response time. How are we responding compared to other urban cities with similar
and all of these
demographics and
all of these
cities?
issues that are happening? We're finding that the police are not arriving until
30 and 40 minutes later.
Every situation.
I spoke to Justin Fenton, and that's what was alarming, and I'm hoping that we can get Justin Fenton on here in the future.
From the Baltimore Sun.
From the Baltimore Sun. And I spoke to him, and he said the same thing, that there doesn't seem to be any report that he's aware of, and it's not something that's a continual ongoing discussion as far as response time is concerned. So to me, I think that's alarming. And he has personally heard on the scanner system calls holding 30, 40 minutes pending, and the dispatcher actually saying to officers, I have, calls holding in the queue for 30, 40 minutes. So, our response time could be very alarming.
Alongside of the information that we're getting out of different folks that work in the state's attorney office about them just being incompetent and not being able to get brothers and sisters, white, black, whoever the hell is out here killing folks. They're not charging these brothers because they don't have enough information. The office is not adequate enough. They got a lot of young lawyers and they never tried murders, never tried drug offenders, and there's so much going on right now that these people are fleeing from that office. You know what I mean? And then you got the state's attorney's office that's arguing and beefing back and forth with the police department. It's so much craziness.
We just heard senior homicide detectives are leaving the homicide department out of sheer frustration, of course, of the closure rate, but just out of the fear, frustration of not getting that support from the community, not getting support from the department. If we lose that senior leadership, these are experienced homicide detectives that know how to get an investigation started, that know how to move that investigation along. We lose these senior officers, again, we're going to still, be kind of digging into that police department that already has
but the thing is,
major issues already.
I understand that all of their issues, but my thing is right now is an opportune time for us as a community to dig in.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because before they come in, because you know what the next step will be, is bringing in more of these racist folk who are not from our community, who don't care to come and beat up, shoot folks, and crack heads. We need, just like what Uncle is doing right now, you know what I mean, with unifying these black men. You know what I mean? We need some more sisters to step up. You know what I mean? That can partner in with us. And I know there are hundreds. I'm not saying that the sisters aren't around, but
Go ahead, Rennie.
Real quick, Wayne. The sisters, black women, unifying black women, meeting at Flight Restaurant to start their organization so they can start unifying themselves June the 30th.
Good to know.
June 30th for them to start organizing, start getting their group together. I've been working with a couple of sisters that are very interested and aggressive and moving there and doing the work right now. Start black women unifying black women. But let me just say this too: we have to start encouraging our young teenagers, our young men, to join the police department, to join the fire department. Because
Totally agree with that.
not encouraging them to join the department. No choice. If they're not coming from inner city,
You're right. Absolutely right.
But you're importing.
Yeah.
You know what? The one thing I would like to suggest to you, Rennie, is I noticed on Saturday that there were a lot of adult men there. We got to start encouraging our men to bring their sons, to bring their community, to bring their boys in their community, in their neighborhood, to bring their male family members, and the females to bring them to theirs. We got to get the kids to understand, because the reason we all grew up loving church because Mama took us. If they wouldn't have taken us, that would have never gotten in our systems, religion. But so just to think, if we bring our children, they get to hear these men. Remember, I made a big shout out to the men Saturday. We need black tutors in reading partners.org. 90% of the tutors are white women. So, and thank God for them, because if they wasn't there, there wouldn't be nobody. But we need black men. Our children need to see black people in there, teaching them, encouraging them, lifting them up, letting them know that they can do it. Go ahead, Daryl.
Right. We need more positive examples, from our peers in these positions. Right now the children are looking at it like it's not cool. You know what I mean? We need smart. We need people that look like us in those positions, so they're not ashamed to go and work in those positions, because that's the reason why these so many of these frustrations.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I got into it with a brother a couple weeks ago, because he at one of these cookouts or something, and he like, man, what you do? I'm like, yo, I teach kids. Activists, and just because he said he seen my face. Ain't no telling what he saw on my face. He's like, I know your face from somewhere. What you do? And then he was like, yo, you dress like a drug dealer though. You sitting over here talking all this deep stuff, and you got everybody listening and motivated, but you got all these chains and stuff on. I said, yeah, I'm not dressed like a drug dealer. I'm dressed like success. I'm dressed like, what I'm saying, my generation. And see, the thing is that we get caught up thinking, that we're not supposed to be successful. We're not supposed to shine. No, because where I come from, we shine. You know what I'm saying? And the education that I have, I'm going to shine even more. Right. So when I go in and I teach science and I'm talking to these kids and they see us in the chains, they see us and we look like them. We talk like them. You know what I mean? We can get down.
They can relate.
Right. We can get down and dance and party, laugh, joke. You know what I'm saying?
Talk the street jargon.
Yeah.
All that's important.
So relate to each other. So and now look how many kids that we have worked with over just the past 2 or 3 years. We had a summer camp downtown, the downtown culture.
Yeah, and Rennie's building. Yes,
we had Liberty Grace. We had, you know what I mean? Oh, 64,
Liberty.
Roland Park.
Yeah.
We got, you look how much of an influence we had. Do you know how many kids are motivated about science now? How many black kids that know how to play a violin now because of Pat? You see what I'm saying?
Can I say,
go ahead, big bro.
I want to share something. I always say that we have to be aware that this situation that we're in is a corporation, okay? In order to understand true government, we have to understand how to govern ourselves.
Yes.
Now, part of that process, when we're talking about the statistics of what the police department is doing, getting people to work for the police department, all that's fine on one level of a conversation so we can see what's happening in our community. But there's another part where we have to recognize that, because I was in a meeting one day, and in this meeting there was a panel of elders in a community association. I never see these elders in the community though.
Right.
These elders somehow they have say over the community association. They don't go out there, they're not on the corner, they're not talking to the youth directly. But what they're talking about at this community meeting is police coming in the neighborhood. And what they're talking about is the young boy who they could have walked up to themselves and talked to, but instead of going up and talking to him, they talking about bringing more police in the community.
Which is awful. That's crazy. We watched it after Freddie Gray.
So many
we
times,
went to meetings.
Because we're turning our children over to another person governing our community.
Exactly. They're trying to kill our community. They don't care about your children. And you think sending them to the police that they're going to be made better? Hell no, they're not going to be made better. They're going to be abused.
Right.
That's the whole intention for them, to put them into the prison industrial complex. That pipeline is what you're creating. Listen, I got tons of calls here. Rennie, I know you need to go. Is there anything you wanted to say before you leave?
I just want to say, man, comment on what the brother Wayne was saying. You know, in every revolution, you're going to have some counterproductive people in the way. Around these people and keep moving, man. We can't let the negative and the naysayers stop us from what we're doing.
Yes, sir.
At 6 p.m. at CC Rec, come on up, and this is the date that we're going to separate the naysayers, the movers and the shakers, the conversation. Put your money where your mouth at. I don't care if it's $1. Put your $1 up for that Park Heights
Library and Media Center.
We're gonna start walking, man.
Yes, sir. And Rennie, and one other thing, I want to thank you for what you're doing. Now, we want to put a restaurant in Dolefield. And we're in the middle of negotiations right now. But you know what? I believe it's going to happen. We're going to find out a way to do it. Many of them are buying up properties. They're buying restaurants, and they're buying up entertainment centers. And you're doing just an incredible job, man. And we just pray not only God's strength and speed to you, but that the Lord even gives you more favor to come, because we know that your heart is for the people.
Yes,
and
sir.
we want you to know how much we appreciate it,
Love
sir.
you, big brother.
Yes.
Love you too, man. Y'all too. Y'all be easy, man. Keep doing what y'all doing.
Peace,
All right, thanks, Rennie. All right, you can take him out there, would you? Are you Chenna? Okay, great. All right, then we're going to go to Doc Cheatham. That's welcome. Good afternoon, Doctor.
Big bro.
How are you, sir?
Hey, I work out every day, but I get inspiration when I'm in town and I can hear you, brother. So please keep going. Please keep doing what you're doing. Please keep doing it.
Thank you, brother.
I'm calling because I need a different type of help. And Jason, I got your message. The only difference is I handle individual cases, either trying to get brothers out of jail, trying to get them rehab. So I handle individual cases just to help brothers so that they don't get back into the criminal justice system more than they already are. So I don't do it for communities, but I do it on individual cases. And I got 3 brothers out of jail this weekend. But this is what I'm calling for. My community and I built a park and playground. It was an area that's called Murders Mall, that some know it. Most people know it probably of the location, even though we are not Pennsylvania North. The real Freddie Gray area is McKean and Baker. We built a park in the 1500 block of McKean. We've averaged a homicide a month since Freddie Gray's death. What we are looking to get help for, and sadly enough, I wrote to 30 of the most prominent ministers in Baltimore, asking them for a 1/2 hour event. And that is, I'm looking for, first, the Word of God to come to our community on Thursdays for 1/2 hour, as well as a gospel group. My community has had so much turmoil. I know the Word of God needs to be brought to our community. What we're looking for is every Thursday, from 6 to 6:30, We're actually going to be open from 4 to 7 with a village market, not a farmer's market, but a village market. If you haven't been to the 1500 block of McKean, it's called the McKean Miracle, where drugs and homicides took place, where man children play chess, play on swings, and do evil.
Yes.
We're looking for, first, some ministers, some brothers of faith, starting with this show. We're looking to come and ask you to come. First, pray for us in our community, and then bring us a gospel group. We have a stage. We built a stage in conjunction with Carver High School. We have an outstanding-looking park, and we just need some help from the faith community. 1/2 hour, a different group for the next 18 weeks to come bring the Word of God and bring us a gospel group. My number is public. It is 410-669-8683. 410-669-8683. This was built through the funds coming from the government, the city, and the state. But the community is running it, not the city or the state. We run the park because we built the park. Brothers, please check it out, 1500 block of McKean. Freddie Gray went to Matthew Henson Elementary School. Freddie Gray went to Carver High School. Both are in the Matthew Henson community. We are the Freddie Gray community.
Yes, sir.
Before you go, I'm going to suggest this to you, and hopefully before I leave out of here, I might see some of the people at 106.1. You know, they have a series that they do where the new...
Out to them, got no response.
No response. Well, I'm going to check on that for you today.
I have to admit, and I know it's not supposed to give another station, but another gospel station talk show, who's probably the longest reigning male talk show guy dealing with gospel, has agreed to come help us as well. We're not too ashamed of our game saying that we're trying to bring God to our community. We just need some help, family. On Thursdays, 6 to 6:30, 1500 block of McKean, we're looking for gospel groups and someone to bring the word of God to our community.
All right.
That's
Thank
what it
you,
is,
Doc
big bro.
Cheatham.
We
Thank
gonna
you for
support you,
all that you do and for all that you've done, man.
Yes, sir.
God
Yes.
bless you, and thank you so much for your work.
I commend
Thank
you, brother, for that.
Commend you. Yes, we do. Thank you. Now, one other thing I wanted to say. I listened to Larry Young's show this morning, and tomorrow at the NAN meeting, they're going to have Commissioner Davis. And in order to attend it, I think I heard Larry say that you're going to need to call and place a reservation. So 410, what's the number here at Radio 1? I don't know what it is. If you could get that for me, Uchenna. No, I want to give the number of the radio station. This is the line to call in.
410.
Yeah, go ahead.
332. 8200.
410-332-8200. That's the number to call in. Call Senator Young if you'd like to come to that meeting with the commissioner tomorrow, the NAN meeting. I heard him this morning. I think this is a wonderful opportunity to come and meet him and let him know that we're not sleeping at the wheel. See, that's what we got to let him know, that we're aware of what's going on and we want answers. What is the police response time to different communities? And why isn't that up some place where we can see it? And if they're talking about overtime, are they more protected about finding criminals, which they should be doing, but they ain't having no whole bunch of luck doing that? The least they could do is try to do more about protecting us from the criminals. When we call them and tell them they're robbing my house, don't get to my house 30 minutes later. Okay? This is what we need to do. So I highly recommend that you all call. I'm going to try to make that meeting tomorrow. Larry, if you're listening, put me on the list. I'm going to knock on the door before I leave on here, before I leave from here today, to let you know that we want to be there and we want to talk to the commission. And the main thing we're interested in knowing is, what is the response time for police to different communities? And if there is a disparity, why? We know that there are some cities that have, Jason was telling me, 20 cities, urban cities, that report response times because they realize this is an issue. Because if the police are saying, well, we're not coming, we can't do this, or we're not getting paid enough money, or we're overworked, well, we know they spend all their time doing detective work. What are they doing? Okay, at least they could get up and get there and make sure that they don't kill my mama before she died, and the man there, and I'm telling him he got the knife at her throat. Give me a break, yo.
That's what we didn't. And I'm gonna just throw this in there just to ensure that we get a response. Especially when we walked up on the police sitting in the police car looking at porn. You know what I'm saying? Sat there half an hour, and then we crept right up on the car, knocked on the door to ask what he was doing, and he's sitting right there looking at porn on his phone.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So
we caught him sleeping. I got people that have pictures of him sleeping.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you clocking in them times, man, but you're not, putting that work
putting
in.
Putting in no work.
But like I
Really?
said previous, like this is an opportune time for
exactly.
us to step up
Yes.
and get involved.
Yes,
you know what I
man.
mean? Get to know these officers. You know what I mean? But more so, get to know the folks who live on your block, family.
Exactly.
That's the most
Exactly.
important
That's
If you
the
wanted
most
to, everybody would say,
important.
"How you going to deal with this crime? How we going to deal with this?" If you knew these kids,
Right.
if you know who they
Know
are,
the
you
places
know what
you
they're
work
going
in.
through. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that we don't want to know them.
Right.
We don't want to know the issues because we feel like this is going to trickle down into us and hurting us. And you see what I'm saying? But regardless, when you don't step up, it hurts you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
'Cause you next.
It could take nothing but a canned good and a couple slices of bread that this young brother's just hungry.
Right.
So what you think he going to do when he hungry?
And
Exactly.
most communities, if you look at them real carefully, everybody's been in the same community for generations.
Yes.
They move around the
They
clock.
know them
So
kids,
when we're
huh?
talking about the criminals in our neighborhood, the criminals are just the grandchildren of
yes,
elders.
yes.
Drug addicts. So what are drug addicts?
There's a
Somebody's aunt, somebody's uncle. People are selling drugs to their own family
Their own
members and their
family
own
members.
neighbors.
There's
This
a
is a problem. This is an internal problem.
Going
No,
on for
no, but I'm a-
generations.
but-
wait,
go
let
ahead,
me say
go
this
ahead.
before you do that. See, that guy you were talking about who was more concerned about how the way you looked than what you were saying. See, this is this
Yeah.
facade
That's
bull
the
crap.
problem.
This
That's
is
the
the same
problem.
thing that stops us all the time. I'm gonna tell this story and I'm gonna go. My father was a real estate broker. Okay, in Dallas. And my mother told him one of her friends wanted to buy a house. And he said, "Well, have her come on in." She came in her work stuff. She was dirty. She had a cleaning service. Okay, walked in and she came in and she told him. My father looked at her up and down and went, "Well, okay, I'll get back to you, right?" And when my mother came home, she said, "Well, did Miss So and So come by?" Yeah, she said, "That woman ain't got no." My dad said, "That woman ain't got no money. She don't look like nothing." Do you know that woman went and paid $50,000 back in the '60s cash for a house? You don't
In the
judge
60s.
people
You don't
by
judge-
the way they
Yes.
look, how they
Right.
dress,
Yeah,
how they
right.
look. You don't know who you talking to. The millionaire next
Right.
door ain't who you think he is,
Right.
and don't dress because most millionaires I know walk around in flip flops.
Right.
Okay, 'cause they ain't gonna go and pay no $200 or $300 for no damn Jordan.
Right.
So we get caught up in that stuff trying to judge people for what they look like instead of finding out who they are.
The biggest criminals wear suits and ties.
Right.
Come on.
We caught up in the parents. You don't judge a book by its cover. You might open up that book and might have gold leaf on the inside.
Yeah. Hey, Pat,
There's
with
a
it.
big blindfold on that. A lot of us are so caught up in the media that's being projected to us, this image
That's supposed to be-
false, instead of looking out the window
Yes.
and having the heart to just
Yes.
feel what the truth is.
Yes,
We're
right.
just so caught up in hearing it and just taking it for face value from what we hear. And a lot of our trust, it's the trust that's the issue too, because our
Yes, sir.
trust
Lack of.
is centered
Yes, ma'am.
in the news,
Right.
Fox 45,
Oh,
and,
Lord.
and a lot of other
worst.
things that's just putting this stuff out there. We have more trust in that than we have in our own
In our own
family.
community.
Yeah.
Right.
And
In
you
our
can
own
go and
community.
find out. Thank you. Janice, is this Janice Hyman? Janice? Hello?
Hi, Patrick.
Hi, how are you, Miss J? How are you?
Family. Hey,
Hey,
Willow.
Sister Queen, how you doing?
Hello.
Now she is
good.
Janice Hyman is the president of the Parents Teacher Organization at Liberty Elementary School, doing a fantastic job. I don't know if y'all know it, but we didn't have a crossing guard. We didn't have no signs up around saying that they had entered the school zone.
Wow.
I want you to know if you drive over to about Liberty now, you got signs, you got crossing guards, you got everything that we're supposed to need. And this lady and Kim Trueheart they are responsible for going down there and reading them the riot act. When they got up to talk to me, I just said, "Do it." And it was done. What, 2 weeks later?
Wow. Tremendous.
Go ahead, Miss J. Yes.
Commended.
Patrick, I'm calling because I just want to commend y'all on all the good work you're doing with the brothers out here. And like Wayno said, sisters need to step up and support the brothers.
Yes.
The sisters are the backbones, really.
Yes. Oh, yes.
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 And we can make a big difference in the things that the young men are doing out here as well. Also, I just want to promote my summer feeding program that is going to start tomorrow at Liberty Rec and Tech, 3901 Main Avenue. We're going to have breakfast and lunch. The breakfast starts at 9 to 10, and the lunch is from 12 to 2. I'm sorry, 12 to 2.
Yes.
Yes, it's a free feeding program for anyone 18 and under. So anyone listening, you don't have to actually live in the community to participate in this program. The reason why I wanted this program, because in the summertime, a lot of our young people, our youth, they don't eat.
Right.
I mean, sometimes they don't eat during the school year as well.
Right.
But this can be a good deterrent to help them, help their families, and to bridge the gap between the community and the youth, as well as the families.
Yes. This is wonderful. We see it every day. Janice helped me when I started my after school program there at Liberty, and she made me aware because I noticed some of the kids, they would say, "Well, can I take apple home for my mama?"
Yeah.
And Janice made me aware. She said, "Mr. Patrick, some of them, this the last meal they gonna have. Ain't no food at home. Mama, ain't no food for mama to eat. Feeding our children is important because you know a malnourished child is an undernourished child, and they need that nourishment for brain development. We don't realize the importance of food. When they want more food, you let them eat."
And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought it up, Sister Queen Janice, because up here at Roland Park, I'm there from 7 to noon, but the program is from 7 to 5. The morning time we eat breakfast at 8:30, 12 noon. We eat a lunch. I'm saying this because if any of y'all are out there and you hungry at any point in time of the day between 8:30 to 9:30 or 12 noon to 1 o'clock, you can come up at Roland Park and I ensure you a meal, family.
Yes,
and that's coming off
and
for
if
the
you
back.
have children,
I'm
children,
serious.
don't let the babies
don't
be
let
hungry.
the kids eat, man. It's
Nothing
tough.
makes me
You
quiet.
know what I mean?
I just don't understand. I see people being hoggy about. Well, he got too much. No, let him eat. That mean he hungry. He ain't eating because he's greedy. He eating because he hungry.
And
shout out and also, I would like to piggyback on what Wayno said. You know, sometimes just a little kindness.
That's all,
it
goes a long way.
That's
all.
Kindness goes a long way. Kindness to a child can go a long way in their life. They may become that multi-millionaire when they grow up, all because of a little kindness. Someone showed them kindness, and they may become that millionaire and reach back and pull someone else up, or reach back and donate to the community that helped them. And this is what we're trying to build.
Yes, it is.
And build upon.
Yes, ma'am.
So if anybody in your radio audience is listening, you can go to Roland Park, which is east. We have one in west, which is Liberty Rec and Tech Center. Come by. Bring your children. Let them eat. Don't be ashamed.
That's right.
We're
no
not
shame.
Here to judge.
That's right.
We're not here to judge. We're here to do our dual diligence.
Yes, with our babies. Thank you, Janice, for all that you do. Also, my program is going to be starting. Is it July the 11th? My music program is going to be starting at Liberty then. I'm only taking 20 students for this particular session. So if you would like for your children to be in, Janice, how do they get in touch with you all to get the registration or whatever they need? What are the papers? Where do they need to go to do?
Okay, they can actually stop past the school, which is 3909 Liberty, Main, I keep saying Liberty Heights, Main Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21207. However, they can call me directly at 443-355-1171. And the number again is 443-355-1171. And we have awesome things going on for the summer program. We have an extended summer program, which Mr. Pat is part of, for his music academy, which was awesome last year. He did awesome things with those kids. And I mean, those kids, when they were broken when they came to him, they were broken. They had no direction. And he worked with those children. It's just like the gospel song, The Potter.
Wants to put you back together again. Don't start nothing, girl. Don't start nothing. I shout right here. Hold my mule. Because I saw it. You absolutely, she saw it too.
Hold mine too.
Yeah, hold my mule. I'm telling you. And what else is going on? We're going to be doing IT things with computers, sciences. It's going to be fair.
Yes, we're gonna have computer. We're gonna have science. We're gonna have 4-H. We're gonna have gardening, beautification. It's just so much going on.
Yes.
So and we're getting ready for our fall season coming in. We're doing our planning now. So please stop past the Liberty Rec and Tech Center. Wayno,
yes, ma'am.
I talked to you briefly at the gala.
Yes,
ma'am. That's what I'm gonna call it, because it was a gala, Mr. Pat.
Yes, it was.
And I'm working on that for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, Janice,
All
thank
right.
you so much,
All
sweetheart, for all you do.
Okay,
Thank
now
you.
I have to go now because I have to run down to the school.
All right.
But everybody have a good day and be blessed, please.
You too. You too. Thank you, sweetheart. We also, for you that have children in elementary school up to the 5th grade, if you really want to do right by your kid, you need to have your kid in Liberty Elementary School. I'm telling you, it's the 3rd ranked in the city of children reading at grade level. The younger, the pre-K on up to the 5th grade. You need to put them there. We need them. We need 20 more children because for every child that we get more funding. And the more funding we get, we can hire more teachers. We can hire more people that we need to teach them. And I'm telling you, Joe Manco is the principal. Here, it's a no-nonsense operation there, but they love those kids. They work with those kids. He knows every one of them by name. How many principals know all the kids by name?
A good one.
You know, just showing that he's got a heart for our children. If you want to do right by your children and your grandchildren, you go get them registered at Liberty Elementary School. We should have to turn children away from that school because there is no other school like it in the city of Baltimore. And you can prove me wrong, hit my line up 410-481-1010 and let us hear about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. That's the kind of the fight we like.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We want people
right.
motivated,
Yeah,
pumped up.
exactly. Get
My school better than your school.
Yeah, exactly.
Get motivated about
what y'all doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a course that I teach in archaeology and anthropology, biology. You know what I mean? So that's one of the programs that they're trying to get up at 64 too. So
yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, y'all need to be thinking about Liberty. And now you don't care where you live. We got kids, people bring their kids on meals, and they could be sending their kids to private school, but they not. They send them to Liberty because they cannot believe the program. And them ain't no kids running up and down the hallways at Liberty. Oh no. When you walk past them classrooms, they're on the floor and they're learning. They're giving back critical thinking. These people talking about Common Core ain't no good. You lying. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm seeing it every day. The teachers are telling me that the kids are coming back with vocabulary that they don't even know where they're getting it because they're reading it and they're being allowed to think critically.
And they're
reading at home because they allow them to think critically. And that's what Common Core does. So all these people telling y'all about all this stuff, these new found things, the old way we teaching kids don't work. It don't work. That's reading our children. They keep us down. They'll let their kids think critically. The white folks, they want them to think because they know how important it is. But our kids, they just want to remember this. Now recite this on a test. And the kid don't remember it when he leave the room. And while I'm at it, who remember the algebra? When have you ever used algebra since you've been a grown person? I'm moving right along.
He's right about that.
Come on. Bubby, welcome to Patrick Henderson. Meet the people.
Thank you so much for taking my call.
You're welcome, sir.
As you well know, I sit right next to you.
Yes, you do.
Yes, indeed. And I was specific in asking my question of Mad Catherine Pugh. Why haven't she reinstated me yet? There was no answer.
Right.
So I guess she wants the legal representation that's coming down the pipe. But let me just say this, and I don't want us to forget this name of Charmaine Wilson.
Yes.
The mother that was tragically murdered at Rosemount Dukeland would happen to be a public housing development. Now keep in mind why I'm bringing it up. The housing authority hired the union safety officer who was assigned to Rosemount Dukeland. Do you see where I'm going at?
Yes, sir.
There was a case when the maintenance workers refused to go and clean on Normount Court. The same safety officer went up there and asked the people that were participating in street pharmaceutical pursuit goods. It was two choices. Either he called the police or they let the maintenance staff go up there and clean. The same safety officer took summer workers from Rosemount Dukeland and cleaned that area. The reason I bring it up is no coincidence that housing did not answer the crying, the begging of this young lady to create within that mandate safe and affordable housing. Now, we have a man who has not yet appointed a commissioner or executive director. As you stated, Patrick, on the Larry Young show, it was issues brought up concerning Charlie Hill development. Now, I received calls as soon as last Saturday from employees of Char Hill concerning the behavior of one Roger Johnson. I think his position is the chief a maintenance operation for the housing authority. And consider that Miss Charmaine Wilson kids was transgender. This man, Roger Johnson, made a hate statement against one of the homosexual members of Local 647 when I quote, "In my country, we kill homosexuals."
What?
The chief of HR, Kimberly Graham, have had to report from the union on her death for over 41 days, and nothing has been done. Case in point, this same chief of human resources, Kimberly Johnson, has sent a report on her death concerning the alleged behavior of one of the men who testified to say I threatened him that he sexually harassed a female employee on Local 647 3 months ago, and nothing has been done.
Man.
See, so if you understand where I'm going at, because once we get them in court under oath, they gotta tell the truth, and it's gonna fall on the mad doorsteps. Like again, I receive calls every day from residents and employees of the housing authority to show the consistent abuse, and then I'm gonna get off this phone. This how screwed up the housing authority is. There's a man by the name of Nick Collins. When I was there, he was a deputy director. They promoted him to the chief operating officer of the Baltimore City Housing Authority. Now, keep in mind, he was told everything by myself that was going on at those developments, and he chose to do nothing, and what do the city do? They promote him. It's shameful. Thank you, my gentlemen, for listening to me. And the fight still goes on. And as Captain Pugh, all I want is a yay or nay. But it will be in her best political interest if she would do the right thing. They talk about why employees does not come forward when they see wrong done. I am the poster child for what happened to you when you come forward to exploit and to tell. Or what they want to say, snitch. I inform. I did not snitch. I inform, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bubby, and for all you do, man, for your courage and for your tenacity and staying with it, man. I don't know why the mayor hasn't moved. I know she's got a lot under her belt that she's got to do, but I still believe in Kathy Pugh. I still believe in Catherine Pugh. I still believe she's going to do the right thing.
I know she will.
Yeah, I still believe it, and I sat and I talked with her for a little bit on Saturday, and it's overwhelming, and I encouraged her. I said, I can't imagine what you have to go through. I did. I told her, I said, I know it's overwhelming for you, but you be encouraged, and you know, she's got an incredible
job. Before you go to the next line, though, brother, we have to, Sister Queen, Mayor, I beg of you, you have to instill this, brother. You have to put Bubby back. Yes. You have to, because he was one of the main forces that protected our women and our children that are in these housing authorities, in these housing units. But the thing is, family, is that all of these issues popping up because they are not being protected. Right. You know what I'm saying? Anytime, I don't care what kind of person is living in this house, they are black people. When you get another black person from another side of the country, another side of the planet, that cannot see that these are black children. Humans. These are human people. The same as you. For you to say that I would kill this person if we was back in, you know what I'm saying? If
and
we
still have a job?
And not just still have a job, but for nobody to jump up and jump on him. You see what I'm saying? Because his mother was calling because she needed protection for her children. You know what I'm saying? I can't see, you are not a man. You know what I mean? If you are not willing to step up and protect these women and these children, for him to say that, bro, you know what I'm saying? Just cut me so deep. I didn't even respond. I didn't post nothing about the show. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because for all these little posts and for all this little talk that everybody is doing is bull. You should be out there. There's no way in hell that this should have happened to this girl, man.
No.
You know, and then your punk asses, these dudes that out here that think that your couple dollars values more than this woman trying to protect her children.
Right. We know what's right and what's wrong.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Ain't nothing gangster about that. You was a punk. I would say a whole bunch of other stuff. If you know what I'm saying? If I wasn't on this air right now, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because it agitates me so bad.
I know it does. Kim Trueheart.
Dragging them out.
Yes, Kim Trueheart.
Dragging them brothers out.
Oh, sweetheart, come on. We have got a few minutes. Come with it. How are you? This is Kim Trueheart.
Doing well, and I want to second everything that Wayno just said.
I got to chill. Let me take a chill pill, yo.
As a woman, that this mother, Charmaine Wilson,
oh my
say
God.
her name, had to go and try to get the seat of a bicycle for one of her young babies back because some punk, knucklehead coward took it, right? Where is the baby's daddy?
Right.
Why didn't he come in and step up as opposed to letting this woman go out there in this mad world and try to retrieve the bicycle seat, right?
Yes.
The fact that she went to the housing authority and asked for help and they did nothing. Then she goes to the police and asks for help and they set this woman up.
Yes,
They set her up because they probably interviewed her and took her complaint right on the sidewalk
and drove on over.
And let it happen.
Sight of everybody.
7 minutes later, she was shot.
That's right.
You know they
And
did.
That is outrageous. And if the men in her life can't stand up, right, they all need to be ashamed of it.
Yeah, man, I got something better. I think that the officers that released that information on why the sisters did should be in jail.
Right.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
There's no way that if they're coming to you for protection, which you get paid to do,
they get paid to do, yes.
and then you turn around and release that information to the folks who are endangering her, that is murder.
Yeah.
They should be going to jail.
There
should be no other conversation because this has gone on for too long.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Kim, did you have anything else you wanted to say, sweetheart?
It is vitally important that parents who have elementary age school children bring them to Liberty.
Yes.
Enroll them in Liberty Elementary School today.
Yes.
Get them in our programs.
Yes.
We have wonderful, caring adults at that school.
Yes.
Your children will be loved and they will be educated.
Yes.
They will be able to read and
Yes.
write when they leave Liberty.
Yes.
There is no question about where you need to enroll. Take them out of whatever school they're in now and bring them to Liberty Elementary now.
Yes.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you for all that you do, Kim. See, y'all, that'll make me cry. Cause see, I see, we wouldn't even have a rec center if it wasn't for Kim Trueheart.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have no, cause they was getting ready to close them down.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh no, you're not." And then she brought life into it, and then she went and she brought the community. Probably the one in maybe if there's 2 or 3 communities schools, that is one of the
real quick
the ones because of Kim Trueheart.
Now see what she was able to do right there. This neighborhood just had 2 murders right directly across the street from that school.
Yes, it did.
If she did not fight for that wreck, how many of those kids would have been in those crossfires?
Oh, Wayne,
that's going on in these hoods.
Right,
you see what I'm saying?
Right. So, but let me say this: they just had 4 people got shot up there 2 weeks ago. But drive by that station. What's the name of that station that on the corner of Cold Spring
Is that a BP?
and Berwyn? It's a BP station. And look at all them young thugs up on the corner. Now they just shot 4 people up there, and you can still. I spoke with the captain of the Northwest District this morning. I got to call him. I'm trying to understand why there are people still being allowed to be there. Whereas down there on Gwen Oaks at that liquor store, the police be out there every day now. Tell them, go on, keep on moving, keep going. No, you're not standing up here. No, this is not a no loitering. Until we see the police, I understand they need to be paid and their lives are being put in danger, but we need them to protect us first, not just to spend all of their time and effort chasing criminals. We got to feel safe in our environment because I'm paying $5,000 a year for property taxes. Where's my money going? I lived in California, had a house twice the size, and it was only $2,500, and I'm paying. So don't tell me the money ain't coming in. If y'all get the money straight and start appropriating and putting money where it's supposed to be, earmarking money, you could run this city better.
Another quick topic, real quick.
I know.
Is the circulator, that bus that rides around through circumvents our community. You know what I'm saying, and gets free rides to the white community.
To the white community.
You know what I'm saying? But the MTA is taking every single cent, raising it prices every other year. And, you know what I'm saying?
But wait a minute.
After the free fare.
Wait a minute. Check this out. This morning, we got calls from people saying that the people didn't know where to go catch their buses.
Right.
They changed this route thing, and people go. But downtown at the harbor, they got people down there saying, "Oh, you take this bus." They got people down there telling people where to go. In certain communities, but in our communities, people are walking for miles trying to find out what bus they're going. MTA, we're calling you out too. This is wrong because without the black people in this community, you would not have a bus.
You know what else we need to call out? We need to call out the city right now for this water bill hike.
Oh man.
Dog. I mean, come on. This is just the call out moment. That's what we gonna call this. When we calling you out, dog. You know what I mean? How is it that the county gets city water for half of the price that the folks in the city are paying for water? And then now you're talking about raising it again?
And taking people's property for it. I want y'all to get in touch with City Councilman Christopher Burnett. It's definitely clear that a lot of people have no idea that you can get discounts. If you have a certain income, how many of y'all know that you can get a discount on your water bill? I want y'all to call City Councilman Christopher Burnett and let him direct you about where you can go. Yeah, a lot of people know it's on the front page of the Baltimore Sun. Thank you, Wayne, for bringing this up, because I wanted to make it. You can get a discount because some people are paying almost 10% of their income for water bills. That's crazy. And if you don't pay it, then you're going to lose your property? No, Christopher Burnett, City Councilman, he says it's definitely clear that a lot of people have no idea that discounts are available. All right, we only have a few more minutes to go. I'm going to go to Lady Diane. How are you, Lady
Sister
Diane?
Queen, how you doing?
Hey, crew, and it's a lady there. Hey, Miss Lady. I don't know.
Ashley,
Hi.
yes.
Yeah, peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. I want to say, men, happy Father's Day to you all. I didn't have a chance to holler at y'all on yesterday, but I like your show going into the mold, Patrick. It's going up another level. I tell you, it done went up another level since the last time I talked to y'all.
We gotta grow. Anything that ain't growing is dying.
And y'all thriving. Y'all not surviving.
Yes.
And so, Patrick, I want to tell you, I went up to the store and I paid my bill. And the gentleman was so nice. He said, "Mr. Patrick's still doing that on the show?" I said, "How you think I got up here?"
She's talking about Metro PCS.
He's still promoting. I said, "That's what we supposed to do." I said, "We supposed to promote." And then he was telling me about some of the things that you were doing up there, Patrick. I got to meet with you. He's trying to get movies and stuff up there.
We're going to have a weekly movie. We're finna turn that whole back garden back there to a garden.
He told me some things, and then look, Patrick, my little phone went into the toilet. I had to go, and I said, "Well, I'm going to wait a minute." I went up there and got another phone, and the other guy, he said he used to be on Sinclair Lane, but they were just wonderful. I just want to say that they were very wonderful.
Thank you.
And Patrick, thank you for promoting them and continue to promote black businesses on your show.
Yes,
and I just want to say that we are in the summer mode, so we have to get out there and be very active.
Visible.
And what Bubby said is right. I live in public housing right now, and somebody made a mistake and said that I said the man was still in the house dead since March. I didn't say that. I said a homeless person moved into his apartment, and we've been complaining to Housing Authority about this man still being there. And I was crying, so they didn't understand what I was saying, because I was crying about Michelle Ming, because I was talking about her too at the same time. And so we're being held hostage and where I live at, and because not only him, there's other people subleasing their places, and we complain to the manager's office, and nothing is being done about it. And the mayor, she needs to act on it. She needs to hurry up and get a commissioner and a director, so our complaints can be heard. Because there is no other place for people to move. I can move, but there's other people here that cannot move.
All right, thank you, Di. Thank you for the lovely call. And absolutely, in the mayor's office, if y'all are listening, we're going to highly recommend Bubby. What is Bubby's real name? I know we named give folks nicknames, and we don't bother to learn their real names. I'm going to get his name. Bub, if you listen, call me back, give me your name. Okay, we got Ahmad here. Listen, everybody, I can only give you 30 seconds to say what you need to say, because we're almost out of time. Ahmad, welcome. You got a question or comment?
Yeah, I have a comment. Patrick, I know you from Texas.
Yeah.
Today is the 19th.
Juneteenth.
I was thinking about those our black brothers and sisters 152 years ago that was told that you're free, you've been free, but we couldn't get the word to you. Thank you for the airtime.
Thank you for bringing that up,
bless you. Thank you. We used to celebrate it, man. Juneteenth, ribs, and can't nobody barbecue like them folks down there in Texas. And some strawberry soda. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord have mercy. We're going to go to Mark C. Cannon. How are you, sir?
Hey, man, love y'all. Hey, look, Wayne, I got some information. Turn around Tuesday information for y'all. I'll give it to y'all Sunday.
All right, great, big bro. Thank you so much.
Love y'all, man. Keep up the good work.
We love you too, Mark. Thanks for being there with us. Thank you. We got Leo. Leo calling back. Is this Leo Burrows? Hello, Leo. Are you there? Hello, Leo.
I think he's enjoying the show.
Hello. Well, we got Leo. Are you there?
That's the radio.
Okay, sorry, sir. We tried. Leo, hey, we missed you. Robert, welcome to Patrick Henderson's Meet the People. Do you have a question or comment?
Yeah, just Robert. Hey, look, Dwayne, you're absolutely right. They are, once again, you see an example how they breach our trust with the police department and the black community. Time and time again, they do not want to see our community stabilized through justice and law. And you see this going on time and time again. They're going around. There's no reason why they should have went back, if this true, they told the same people who perpetrated this where the complaint came from.
Yes, yes.
No way.
No way, bro.
And for that reason alone, you're absolutely right. Just like Peter King should be charged with all the homicides across this nation for getting the Nation of Islam out of these projects.
Yes, sir.
He's trying to curb these drugs.
Yeah, because they thought they were anti-Semitic. Get the hell out of here. It's just crap, man.
Now
And
we're looking at the outcome.
And we're looking at the outcome. The Nation of Fruit of Islam was down there, and they had that whole thing quelled. They were doing
right there on Mayflower project, and what it did in nationwide. And I hold Peter King totally responsible.
I hear you. Thank you, Robert, so much. We appreciate you, my brother. Bubby's full name is Lucky Crosby.
Lucky
Senior.
Crosby.
Lucky.
Forget that.
He's a lucky man. He's more than lucky. He's blessed. Because he's a soldier. And he cries for our people, but he does more than cry. He gets up off of his tuckers. And he works it, and he works it. And he talks about it. And he keeps it at the forefront. Again, Madam Mayor, we wish that you would consider him to be the commissioner for housing. We think he would be honest, and he would bring great promise for those people that are trying to get out of it, of a life where they have to live in public housing. But everybody goes through it. We need you to keep us lifted. We need you to keep us before yourselves. We need to keep you before ourselves. We need you to keep my name. Would you turn it up just a little bit more, Uchenna? When you pray, remember this. I need you to cover. Wayno, love you, my brother.
Love you, big brother.
Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you for all that you do, bro.
Positive Charge, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
For all of the callers, for the words of encouragement, for your works, for your efforts for our people. We love you. Jason Rodriguez, thank you. The reason the show is coming up because you here is our producer, and you bring us up to a level that we have yet to reach, and we're headed towards. Thank you.
I'm truly blessed to be here with you, family.
We're happy that you're
Just
here.
some quick announcements. This Wednesday is a food giveaway at Liberty Grace. Wednesday starting at 11 o'clock. At the 24th, Eternal Barbershop, giving free haircuts to the young men to bring their report cards. United Union Hair Battle, July 30th is call Rotasha Kellum 443-635-4472. Lot popping in our community, so we trying to support each and every one of you, family. Love y'all.
Free haircuts, free food. Y'all know where to go. Liberty Grace Wednesday. Oh yeah, don't forget Larry Young's NAN meeting tomorrow at 6.
Yes.
I think it's going to be at Shiloh.
And we have the meeting on the 27th
at CC Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all the men, everybody come. I love you all.
Man, come check us out at our concert pool party with Positive Charge, y'all, July 29th. Love you, family.
They gonna kick us off of here. Bye, y'all.
WOLB Baltimore, a Radio 1 station where information is power.
This is Reality Radio. June is Black Music Month, the month where we pay homage to many of our great musicians and artists and the music that they have produced throughout the years. This month, let us remember that music for our people has always been more than an art form. It has been our connection to our African heritage, an expression of our faith,